Back at the All England Club, one of the big names missing from this year's Wimbledon is the 2004 champ, Maria Sharapova, who received a 2-year suspension earlier this season. Here's John Wertheim with more on the former world number one.
It was 12 years ago at the All England Club that she announced herself. All arms, legs, and larynx, Maria Sharapova blazed her way through 6 rounds of the Wimbledon draw. And then, on the 7th day, she stared down the mighty Serena Williams, the defending champion. After that year, Sharapova wouldn't beat Williams again, 18 matches and counting. But Sharapova would go on to win 4 more majors, becoming one of the titans of this era. Her career, though, has now been reshaped. In March, Sharapova admitted that she had failed an anti-doping test for meldonium, a substance that was placed on the ban list starting January 1st.
I had failed a drug test at the Australian Open.
The week after the French Open, she received her sentence, a 2-year ban. Calling the punishment unfairly harsh, Sharapova appealed the decision to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. As we await another hearing, this we know. At age 29, she'll miss Wimbledon for the first time in her career. For an athlete whose image has been predicated on grace and professionalism, this was a remarkable lapse. In giving her the 2-year ban, the tribunal noted that Sharapova, quote, is the sole author of her misfortune. In tennis terms, this was the most regrettable of unforced errors. That may be true, but as it is in tennis, there will be more points to play. In 2 years, maybe less than that, Sharapova can return. She'll have had some time off from the wear and tear of the tour. She'll still be younger than the current number one. And above all, she'll have plenty of motivation to return. And to be the author, the sole author, of happier chapters.
Back with John and Lindsay. Let's go through this timeline one more time. Lindsay, you were there when she gave that press conference.
Yeah, she called this press conference on March 7th. We had no idea what she was going to announce, and the whole room and the whole world was stunned when she announced that it was a failed drug test. And then we were waiting to hear the results, and I think all of us were a little bit stunned again on June 8th when it came out, a 2-year suspension.
The language of that report was pretty unambiguous and some might say harsh. This appeal to CAS that Maria immediately announced that she was going to exercise, that has not happened. I saw her agent, Max Eisenbud, yesterday. He said,
what does Max say these days?
You know, they have this, they're like, you know, this is basically a defendant who is appealing a verdict. And they are marshaling their evidence, and they have a case to put on that has not happened yet, which leads me also to think this is going to be a very fast turnaround. If it's, you know, already July 5th that appeal has not occurred, and the decision, we've been told already, will be issued by July 18th, this is not going to be like last time. We're going to get justice may come swiftly this time.
But is her agent still thinking that she could possibly be ready for the Olympics?
I don't think so.
How optimistic is he?
No, I mean, I think there's an acknowledgement of, look, she admits, again, clearly, unambiguously, she took a banned substance in a period of time in which it was on the ban list. There was no doubt that there was going to be some punishment. I think they take issue, I know they take issue with the 2 years.
Yeah. I think they're really hoping that it'll get reduced to 1 year. I think it was wishful thinking, but I think she has every right to ask for an expedited verdict. So if there was the chance that they'd throw it out, that she could go to Rio. But I think with the Sharapova camp, their fingers are crossed that it's 1 year and that she'll be able to play again next year. There is some concern that if it is 2 years, that she wouldn't come back. And
what do you think? You've known her a lot.
I have. I don't know if she could come back in her 30s. Yes, we're seeing it more with players, but these are exceptional athletes. Maria works incredibly hard to be one of the best tennis players in the world. But when we see, you see Serena, you think if she had chosen any sport, she would have been the best in the business in that sport. I don't know that with Maria. She's the best tennis player. The body is broken down on her the last few years. We had left wrist problems last year. We've had leg problems. I don't know, but I do know the best chance to see Maria play tennis again is if it's reduced to 1 year or less.